everyone, I'm Princess. Welcome to our home.
And I'm the Goob, and this is Gulps'N'Games, the weekly show where we have some drinks, give a little background on them, and then play a game, give a little how-to on it. As you can see, we actually have a growler with us. I work at Zehnder's Frankenmuth, and we've started doing growlers. $13 for a fill. I do not remember how much it is for the first growler. If you have a growler of your own, like these ones, you can get them refilled. I am an employee there, but I do not get any discount on the beer, and they did not sponsor us in any way. I just wanted to give a shout out that we started doing growlers there. This one in particular is an Ace Pineapple Cider, which was the first pineapple cider in the entire world. And
that's what their website says.
They were founded by Jeffrey House, who moved to the USA from the UK in the 70s, looking for opportunity with not much wealth to get himself started. He found luck in the apple orchards of Sonoma County, California, and that where familiarity drew him to cider making. He had 3 sons and a beautiful wife, and decades later, they've helped him build the American hard cider industry.
Hard cider is like everywhere now.
Yeah, it's a family cider business.
Cool.
So
seems like a lot of cider businesses are family owned.
it's heavy.
Is it hard to pour? Why does it smell like Withers Original? Doesn't that smell like Withers Original?
It does. Oh, that's good. I was expecting it to be a lot more harsh with the pineapple.
It's like pineapple soda.
Yeah, and it's not. Pineapple.
It doesn't taste like Withers Original.
Pineapple tends to overwhelm things, and when you drink it, I'm expecting it to be harsh. I'm expecting it to bite my tongue like pineapple juice would. It doesn't do that.
That's really good. Good job. We forgot to read what the beer was supposed to taste like.
Oh, I didn't know you were going to read that.
Well, we normally do. But obviously it tastes like pineapple, guys.
That's why I figured we weren't doing it.
Really good.
Alright, so today's game doesn't really fit with a theme to the game and the drink. But it was a fun game. It caught my eye at Koi's, and I just had to buy it from them. It's called Pixel Glory. And it's a deck building game. So there's 2 phases. The first phase is building your deck, and the second phase is fighting the bad guys. Why don't you shuffle that up and count out 11 of them. For a 2-player or 3-player game, you only use 11 dungeon bosses or dungeon monsters. You have, they call it earth, but it's green and grass, and fire beats it, so I'm gonna keep calling it grass. You have grass, you have water, you have fire. Then, let's see if I can. There's yours. You get the phase 1. You use these auction cards, so you just have 1 through 9 on the auctions, and I'll get to that in just a minute. Is that the 11? Okay, then give me those ones. You only use 11, and so you put the rest of them back in the box because you're not going to use them. And then I'll go ahead and shuffle those up. Then you put the dungeon keeper. Well, first you deal out 3 of them. It says to put all 11 of them out, but like that would just be a hassle. Show the 3 of them. Put the dungeon keeper back into the deck and give it a little shuffle. And then put the dungeon lord on the very bottom of it, because he's the last one that you fight. Here's your energy thing to see. Gives you a little thing so you can remember your element strengths. I mean, fire beats grass, grass beats water, water beats fire. You show, in a 2-player game, you only show 3 of the spells. Let me give a quick read because I'm a little confused about that.
We bid on.
Yeah, I know, but with 2 players, it might. The unselected spell is removed. Okay. So now we're going to take turns bidding on them. So you're going to want to look at the actual spells. The first time we played, we went for this number at the bottom. It says like fire times 5. So you get 5 of these to go into your little deck that you're playing. But then afterwards, we realized that some of them that gave you a lot didn't do anything. Like, it was literally, it was called Splash, and it doesn't have any effect, so it was a waste of space in your deck. So this one, you get 2 moves. You get to deal 5 damage and deal 7 damage. So you can attack 2 separate monsters with that one. This one is deal 5 damage, so it's only 5 to any one monster, and this one's deal 2. So now what we do is we go through our deck, we choose what number. Whoever has the highest number gets to choose the first card, so we put them down, and once we're both ready, we reveal them. So she had the higher number, and then it says times 3 fire, so she gets 3 fire. I'm going to take this one, and I get 5 fire. So when you make your thing, fire deals 1 damage, so then this guy will deal 5 damage, so I'll just put those to the side. This one now gets removed from the game, and then we flip over 3 more. And we just keep going at that until we build our deck. So, and then once you use that number, I don't know if I said that, you can no longer use it again, so it's been used. So you want to think ahead. If none of the cards are really good, don't use a high number card on it.
Oh, well, okay. This one. Oh, I don't get any, but I still got it though, so
Yeah.
That's okay.
And I think at this point, we'll just cut out. We'll finish building our decks, and then we'll come back. So there is a tiebreaker staff in case you have a tie. Oh, I'm sorry. We were paused at that point. I forget who you choose to give it to, and at each round you're supposed to pass it back and forth. I didn't do that.
Last person to go.
Oh yeah, and then you just give it randomly to the first person if you haven't played one yet, and then whoever played who drew the lowest card. Gets it. I had it in my hand.
So he goes first.
Yeah. And then this would go over to her for the last card. So now you have your deck built. So you shuffle it, and then we will get set up for the next game. So with 4 players, because that's the max amount that you can play with, you actually use every single card. But obviously we didn't because we didn't have enough players. Now you set up for the monster way. You put just like this. You have each one gets hit points, and then at the end of your turn, the white squares are called combo points.
I know.
Each heart is worth 5, so he's 14, so 5, 10, and then 14, 5, 10, 15, 5, 10. There's some high-powered monsters. 13. All right, I didn't shuffle yet.
I don't really think you need to because you decide which one you want to
No,
play.
you don't decide what you draw.
I thought you did. Okay.
Give me one moment to get refreshed on it. You draw 4 cards.
Oh, okay. And then you pick from that.
And you pick from that.
Oh, okay. See, we were both right.
No, well, you pick because you have a hand that you play.
Yeah, but we were both kind of right.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You ended with the tiebreaker staff, so you get to go first.
Oh, what did I do with it?
The tiebreaker staff is no longer used, so it's been put away.
All right. Deal 1 damage.
So, fire monsters can only damage grass monsters, or fire attackers can only damage grass attackers. Water can only damage fire, and grass can only damage water.
Okay. So we're gonna do 1 damage to that guy.
Yep. So that goes away.
And then another damage.
Okay.
And then I can't use these ones, so what do I do with them?
You can you can have a choice of saving 1 card. You put it face down in front of you, and that card is then saved. If you don't want to, they just get. I don't like to say you discard them because then it makes it sound like you're just discarding the cards. She's playing the 2 fire cards, but it doesn't affect any of the monsters on the field. So she played her fire spell and it had no effect, and then it gets discarded.
Okay.
Now you draw 4 more. So I'm going to reserve this card here, and I'm going to attack him for 1. Oh, she gets a combo point because she did not defeat a monster. And then I'm going to attack with 2 fireballs that do nothing. So I get a combo point. I draw 4 new cards. And now this guy is in reserve. I can use him at any point that I want. I can only have 1 card in reserve, so if I wanted to put a different card there, I have to take this card and use it in order to put another card there. Some of the cards say something like discard any number of cards in your hand. It's a nothing attack. I don't even know why it says that. There's nothing in the FAQ, and I looked online for it about it, but it's not. You don't get to draw new cards or anything like that, and the cards are still in the game, so I don't really know why it helps you.
Why do you want to heal the monster?
You're transferring. So like if this guy had, let's say he had 2, or let's say he had 3 on him, you could transfer 2 off of him over to here to make him even less.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna save this one, so I just put it here, right?
Yep.
And none of these have effect. Well, no, this one
I mean,
does.
he could. So
because I deal 2 damage to other monsters.
You can transfer 2 damage from him over to someone else.
No, I don't want to do that.
Okay. So they just used them and didn't do anything.
Okay.
Actually, I think this is where the discard comes in. She has to play this card. You have to play the cards in your hand.
I know, but you said it doesn't do anything.
It affects him, so you move these 2 to any one of these.
Oh.
So which one do you want to put them on?
I thought I had a choice.
You have to play all the cards in
on
your
him then.
This one?
Mm-hmm. So
okay, you have to play every card that's in your hand. Some of them don't have any effect because of the fact that if she had a fire card, it would have no effect on any of the monsters out here. That one being grass, it does affect him, so she has to play it. That's why the cards that say like discard any number in your hand, you could use that to discard that one and not have to do that. So I'm going to play Stone. I deal 3 damage, so this goes down to 2. I deal 5 damage, so that goes away. And I can remove any up to 3 cards from my hand or discard pile from the game. I don't want to do that. It does say may, so that's why I don't have to do that. So he's gone. I'm going to do 1 and attack him. And I'm going to throw 2 fireballs with no effect. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. And do 1 damage to the water, which will damage this guy.
Okay.
And I have 1 damage for the water.
So now you get him. So now she gets to put this guy over to the side. She gets 2 crowns at the end. Whoever has the most crowns wins. We flip over a new monster and give him his HP.
Okay. And then I have fireballs that I can't do anything with.
Yep, so they get here. You discard. Alright, so I mean, I think they kind of get it at that point, don't you? I mean, we played a few rounds and defeated a monster. So that's how the game's played. Like I said, this one was in reserve. I could use it any time. And you keep going. Once you use all the spells, you get to reshuffle them. There are some cards that say you can choose to reshuffle at the end of your turn. When you have 3 combo points, she did not get a combo point because she defeated a monster. On my turn, I wouldn't have been able to do anything, so I would have gotten a 3rd combo point. With those 3 combo points at the beginning of your next turn, you can use the 3 points to either completely defeat one of the monsters to get the points for it, unless it is the Dungeon Lord or the Dungeon Keeper. Those guys, not only they're attacked by any color, so any one of the 3 spells hurt them, but you can only defeat them by actually defeating them. You can't use your 3 combo points to defeat them. Or you can use the 3 combo points to draw 4 more cards, so you can start your turn with 8 cards in your hand. I think it's a fun game. I think she's still not really liking it.
It's okay.
But as always, thanks for coming. If you have any suggestions for any drinks or any games you'd like to see, leave those down in the comments. Please help us get that number up. I don't know if it's grown since last week's video, but we're trying to hit that 100, so help us get that first 100 there. And
That's it.
yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.